law.
And I can appreciate you coming in here, and I can appreciate you coming in here. Because, like I've told you before, I don't have any children, but if I had children and I was in your position,
He has kids.
I would be
Dylan?
just as frustrated.
He can't speak for him.
I can't.
He's speaking for himself. So listen.
I'll wait till Officer Robinson gets back, okay? And then we can continue our conversation.
You don't let people talk.
Why do I need to let them try to explain their point of view when they have a duty that they're willfully refusing to do?
Because if you get the answer, you wouldn't understand why.
So you're allowing him to cop-splain when the language is written clearly? Shall arrest and take into custody.
Did you read that whole thing?
Yes.
Don't record me, I said.
You're in public.
I don't want to be recorded, and I
You're
have
in
the right
public.
to say so.
Yeah, you have the right to say so. You're still in public.
And for what it's worth, this is all recorded and we're audio-video recorded.
I
Look
know,
at
but
that.
he
Camera
says
there,
that
camera
on-
there,
I
camera
got you.
there.
And I hold my own business.
He's got camera right there, camera right here.
Yes, but what you do with your camera is...
Put it on
It doesn't
YouTube
matter.
or-
If I take their body cam, I'm still going to post it to YouTube. It's still going to get posted. You're still in public. I understand your feelings, Mom, but it doesn't matter. It matters the fact of the law. The law doesn't care about people's feelings.
Okay. Did you read all that, RC?
10.31.100. A police officer shall arrest and to take into custody a person without a warrant pending PR, bail, or court order when the person has knowledge, blah, 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 9A40, 9A40060. Custodial interference in the first degree. A parent of a child is guilty of custodial interference in the first degree if the parent keeps a child against a valid court order. So,
Okay, I was just
mandatory
told by this
arrest.
officer that the paperwork is now gone past McCann. It's on Wyrick's desk. Is that who it is? Wyrick, which is
the Superior Court prosecuting attorney, the one who has been willfully refusing this entire time, the one who even I just called the other day and who threatened me with trespass should I stop by his office, a public
aggressive.
servant
People
who
don't-
has no lawful authority
You
to
come
trespass
across
me from
aggressive.
public property without a valid
and
court
you don't let
order.
people talk. You come across aggressive.
Are
and
they
you don't let
government
people talk.
officials? Do I not have the First Amendment right to address grievances?
See, you don't even listen to me.
Who says I'm not listening?
You're cutting me off and being rude.
Who says I'm not listening, though? I can hear everything you're saying.
Okay, Dylan. I came down here to help you out. Quit cutting me off.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm just tired of these guys not doing their jobs.
They are doing their jobs.
Not according to the law.
Okay, that's why I came
If
down here to bring all this
10.31.100
stuff
makes
to
it a
help
mandatory
you.
arrest and they're refusing, what does 2A say? Shall arrest and take into custody.
Be quiet for a minute.
It's mandatory.
Okay. Here's your RCW 96 or 9840, right? I went off your email.
RCW 10.31.100.
Now you record my phone.
Because I want this scene to...
I asked what it said, not for you to record it.
Okay, go to 10.31.100.
Oh, I can't.
If your phone connected to our Wi-Fi, you have to go in and accept it or just take your phone off Wi-Fi.
It's off Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But, oh, no, it's not.
Yeah. If you haven't done the accept, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Okay, so RCW what?
10.31.100.
Okay. Don't touch my phone.
2A.
A domestic violence protection order, a sexual assault protection order, a stalking protection order, or a vulnerable adult protection order has been issued, of which person has knowledge under Chapter 7.105. So show me, please, your domestic violence protection order.
Or an order has been issued of which the person has knowledge under 2644063 or Chapter 9A40.
Okay. Don't record.
told you, he willfully ignored it.
He didn't willfully, because this talks about a domestic violence protection order.
Or Chapter 9A40.
Okay, I'm going into that. Calm down.
I've already read out 9A40060 to you.
He was talking to me. You were being rude.
I
and
wasn't
loud.
being rude. I was pointing it out because he was trying to tell you otherwise. He was trying to basically willfully tell you that it's not a violation. He was
Okay,
trying to...
Where is it at? Be quiet.
060.
Well, would it be kidnapping in the first degree, though, too?
Yep.
A relative of a child under the age of 18 or of an income. I cannot read. Where's my glasses?
Paragraph 2, Mom.
I still can't read. A parent
If a child
A
is...
parent of a child is guilty of custodial interference in the first degree if the parent takes, entices, retains, detains, or conceals the child with the intent to deny access from the other custodial parent having the lawful right to time with the child pursuant to a court order making residential provisions.
Which is a parenting plan.
For the child and intends to hold the child permanently or for a
Protracted.
Thank you. Period, or exposes the child to I cannot read.
Subsequent risk or
illness
harm.
or physical injury.
The
Causes child
ITA.
to be removed from the state. The ITA, there's no
Kyle
ITA.
Hartman, when he attempted suicide with a firearm in front of my son.
Oh, there's that.
That exposes him to substantial risk of serious
A parent
physical
or
harm.
other person acting under the direction of the parent is guilty of custodial interference in the first degree if the parent or other person intentionally takes, entices, retains, or conceals a child under the age of 18 years and who
No lawful custody order exists.
order.
So that goes back to the very
Kind
start.
of is right there.
I am right. Yep.
What's that?
Read that. Paragraph.
Again, go back to 9A or 10.31.100 2A. It literally says it. Or under Chapter 9A40.
I should have named you like Jim because it's shorter than Dylan.
What about the middle name?
Lee. That's short. But you don't look like a Lee.
Neither did David. So again, Officer Robinson, 10.31.100
Let him finish his
2A.
Let him
Can I
read
read
it.
this?
Mhm.
I understand you've read it. I've also in my career read it many, many times. We're going to disagree on that.
We're trying to break it down here.
But I want to
So-
read this because I want to figure out if you and me can come to an agreement on this or if there's going to be a disagreement. But I need to be able to read it all the way through. Okay? That's all I'm asking. So, right, I can talk to the prosecutor about the felony level, but we already discussed 103100. It says shall have the authority
Right.
to make the arrest, and when it talks about DV, that's where it talks about shall arrest and take into custody.
Hold up,
So-
let me point it out to him.
So we can't do this all day. They have to go work too.
I understand. Again, I'm just showing you.
There-
Stacey, I can tell you about my discussion.
But here's the
with
thing,
Lieutenant Green if
right
you want.
here, a police
I will-
officer
I
shall
want-
arrest and take into custody.
Please share that with Officer Bike.
I already have under A, it says right here, or an order has been issued which the person has knowledge under chapter 9A40.
Or chapter 9A40.
Yup. A police officer shall arrest and take into custody pending release on bail. So shall arrest and to take into custody. It's not a choice. Shall. Shall mean is
What I believe what Officer Robinson's talking about, what we get to before that.
yes, this section, but here's the thing, except as provided in subsections 1 through 11. Except as provided. Basically, 2, shall arrest and take into custody. That's an exception. Shall arrest and take into custody. A domestic violence protection order, a sexual assault protection order, a stalking protection order, or a vulnerable adult protection order has been issued of which the person has knowledge under blah, blah, blah. Or an order has been issued of which the person has knowledge under 26440363 or Chapter 9A40. When you go to Chapter 9A40, it covers the custodial interference statutes, kidnapping, etc. See? Chapter 9A40, kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment, custodial interference. When you go to 9A40060, covers custodial interference in the first degree. Paragraph 2. A parent of a child is guilty of custodial interference in the first degree with intent to take, entices, retain, or detain a child pursuant to a court order making residential provisions, protracted period, permanent period, exposes the child to serious risk of physical injury. So, for example, when Kyle Hartman attempts suicide with a firearm and you guys have to ITA him because of that around my
I
child,
wasn't aware of that.
yeah,
Oh, I wasn't.
that exposed him to risk of serious injury.
When was that?
December, what was that? December
23 then?
11th of 2022 originally.
I just tapped it so we could keep the screen up.
Yeah. So it's right there. It's in the language. It's not a exception. It's an exception making it mandatory. I don't know how much more I can make it clear to you guys. Why is he willfully ignoring that?
I don't believe he's willfully ignoring it, Dylan. And that's going to be one of the things we disagree.
A police officer having
This is not
probable
what
cause.
we're disagreeing on.
Yes, I understand that. But the exception part where it says 2A makes it a mandatory. It is a Class C felony. Even under the kidnapping in the first degree, it is still a felony. Because she moved without notice. That's felony in flight. Performing governmental or refusing to allow governmental operations. If she's refusing to follow a parenting plan or refusing to allow you guys to follow a parenting plan, that's against governmental operations.
So you're saying her moving with
She was supposed to
Blue.
notify if she moved. That's part of our parenting plan. I was
Thus-
not notified. She
thus-
moved from the West Winds
thus
without notice.
triggering kidnapping
That's
for
kidnapping.
her moving.
Felony in flight, yep. Did she give me a indication that she was moving or the court? She was told to by the court.
Did the court any indication
Nope.
at all?
And she
How
was
did they
told
come
to by the
across-
court.
How did they come across that information then?
The GAL. Because the GAL knows she's not at the West Winds anymore. I know she's not at the West Winds anymore. You guys know she's not at the West Winds anymore. So she moved after a court order telling her she's supposed to give notice. So violation of a court order is a Class B felony.
What did the court say about her moving without? Because she's moved now.
We're waiting on contempt for that, but does that matter? That's still a felony. What excuse is that for violation of the law? Does that give her the do we have to wait for the court to
I think that in this
push
case,
for a violation of the
I
law?
think this, in this case, we are. We
No.
are waiting to see what they rule. Yeah.
So we have to wait for rule on the custodial interference? We have to wait to rule on the kidnapping?
I don't know that they have yet, have they?
Do they have to?
Have they?
Do they have to?
I'm asking you if they have.
Do they have
And
to?
it seems like this
Is ignorance an excuse for the law?
It seems like, no, it's not. You know that, Dylan.
Exactly. So why are you willfully refusing to enforce the law?
I'm not refusing to.
So
enforce the law.
10.31.100 makes it a
I'm not gonna-
mandatory.
Dylan, we talked about this on the phone.
10.31.100 makes it
Talked about
mandatory.
this several times.
And 10.31 makes
I'm not gonna.
so it's mandatory.
can-
So
you
you're
can continue
are
to
you
recite our
refusing to make an arrest for a felony crime?
That's not what I'm refusing.
Are
to do.
you
That's not what
refusing?
you-
I am
know you
asking a
feel
question
that-
here.
I know you feel that right now.
It's
she's
not what I
committing
feel.
felony
It's
crime.
what is written in law. Are you refusing
you
to
feel that that's
enforce
what's written in
law?
the law. Okay.
Are you
I'm not-
refusing?
I'm not trying to tell you that I'm refusing, no.
So what's with the excuses?
I'm not
Is it
making
a
an
yes or a
excuse.
no? Yes or no then?
There isn't an answer
Yes.
to your question as you're asking it.
Shall arrest
sorry.
and take into custody.
Yes.
So
how
she
many-
has
how
knowledge
many
of a
times-
parenting
How
plan?
many times have we looked at that?
She has knowledge of the parenting plan. You heard the court recording. She has knowledge of the parenting plan, right? She knows she's supposed to be there at 11 to 5, right? So she has knowledge. You heard the recording. You now have probable cause. Without warrant on probable cause, shall arrest and take into custody.
Turn that off. There's a reason.